Hey, hey, hey. Happy Thursday, everyone. And welcome to another exciting episode of our very own Meet the Team series. If you don't know me, very nice to meet you. I am Lanett Austin, and tonight we have a very, very special guest. The guest today, actually, fun fact, is the mastermind behind all of our marketing strategies. Yep, this team member is even the person that's behind this Meet the Team campaign. And this person truly adds, I'll give you a hint, a little freshness to everything he does. So, y'all, please welcome my friend, my colleague, our Simply Pure Trenton marketing manager, William Clarke IV, also known as Phresh. Y'all know I got
World, Lanett, peace. Good evening.
What? Do you approve?
I approve. It makes sense.
You know,
What's
I
up?
bring a
What's
little
up, family?
Excelsior flavor too. Hi, Phresh. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this evening.
Happy Thursday, and above all, happy Black History Month.
Most definitely. All day, every day, 24/7, 365.
And it's a leap year. Like, it's an
Yeah.
extra day, extra formal day of Black History Month. So we extra black today. Like, what? As usual, all
Yes.
year round. All right, Phresh. We're really happy to have you, right? Your freshness, your genius, your mind, but also get to know a little bit about you and how you got to be where you are and where the next steps could even be. So you already know I got a little bit planned, some fun, some silly, some serious, because we want to know all of it. All of it. Are you ready?
I got it. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right, so we're going to first open up with a traditional icebreaker. It is called This or That. So I'm going to give you two choices, and you're just going to give me your preference of those two choices.
Okay.
All right. First up, do you prefer Tupac or Biggie?
Oh, man. Come on now. But I'm going to be... this is
right.
crazy. Is this like drink champs? Can I say?
Let me tell you, like, seriously, every single time we have a meeting, I have a one-on-one with you, and your backdrop, y'all, his backdrop is always the same, Biggie and Tupac, right? And every single time I want to ask him this, and I never have because we're just like in it. And I was like, oh, I'm asking him on Meet the Team. So like this everybody probably wants to know. I don't think anybody else on the team has asked you either. So like, please let us know if you had to choose one.
It's disrespectful that I gotta choose one, but if I really had to choose one, it's gonna be my man right here.
I should have had everyone vote on which one they were gonna go with, which one you were gonna Yes!
Yeah.
Pac.
Most definitely.
You too. Okay, all right. La. Second one. I still got another hard one for you. Don't be mad at me. LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Oh, Jordan, come on. I'm
80s.
I'm an 80s baby, so I respect all the generations, but understand we couldn't get Bron if we didn't have MJ. So
I'm a classic man.
Right. And hold on. MJ transcended the whole sneaker game and all types of stuff. So without MJ, a lot of the other stuff that we even get into now, it wouldn't even be here. So,
but I mean, Bron took it to the next level. We got schools and stuff. We got education. Like, you know what I'm
saying? But Jordan's Jordan for a reason.
I will not argue. Okay, love it. All right, they get easier from here.
All right.
Number 3, salad or fries?
Oh, dang.
That's a hard one for you? Like, what, really?
No, it is, because French fries are my favorite food, but all I eat is salads. But I'm gonna say fries because they're my favorite food. Hold on. With this disclaimer, they have to be well done.
Okay, I was gonna say, please, but they be air fry, no grease.
Oh,
I'm like, Phresh. We don't got time, y'all. If y'all don't know about Phresh, he is a very healthy, clean eater. So that's why I was like, this is gonna be difficult for him. I'm thinking like sweet potato fries. No, I'm talking about checkers. You know what I'm saying? Like checker fries.
Exactly. French fries.
All right. I got another hard one for you. These are so custom for you. Hats or hoodies?
Oh, hats, most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused now. Okay.
Okay.
Flour or oil?
Oh, flour. Oh, I'm gonna reverse that. I'm gonna say
What?
oil. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Oil, and that is because I suffer from major back issues. So not only do a certain lifestyle help me out with that, I've come to realize that I consume oils to combat that better than flour. Flour, exhaling it's the fastest way for effect, but also meaning the fastest way is going to leave your body. So when my back flares out and I can't go to sleep because I got to sleep on the floor or something like that, concentrates are the only thing that works in my body the longest and the strongest to allow me to just be. So I'm gonna actually sit here and say, as much as I love to break down and go through that ritual, it's nothing like having a nice dab right now, or how I like to infuse my food at times. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Come on, infuse. All right, y'all learning. Next one, when you are using flour, you prefer a blunt or a bong?
I prefer papers.
We're gonna go blunt, paper blunt.
yeah, let's do that.
I'm on my glass blunt though. Don't sleep on it, cause like they right.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just not a tobacco guy, and I don't really like hemp leaves neither per se. So we could say paper blunts. That's cool.
I y'all health conscious, like, come on, right? Okay, I think I know this one, but entertain me. Are you more of a morning person or a night owl?
Now morning. Yeah. Now in my life, morning, most definitely. Yeah. I'm that homie that's like about 9:30. They say this don't go. Yeah, I'm about to leave in about 10 minutes.
Facts. Okay. Yeah. The thing is, you're actually such a late night owl. It just turns into early bird because you just out there. Like, you're like, oh, well, since I'm up, let me go ahead and get this work done. I'm like, Phresh is 7:30. What you doing? Exactly. Okay. Do you prefer breakfast or dinner?
I'm gonna be inspired by our great COO, Tiff McBride.
What she said? What she said?
Say dinner for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that, and because I cook a lot of food, and I do like to make sure I'm eating things that make me be alive and feel alive. So me eating dinner now in the morning, I do a lot because not only does it save money at times, it doesn't make me feel heavy. Like I can do that and I'm good. So I actually did it this morning.
Look at that. All right, next one. Do you prefer to read or run?
Read or run? Read.
Next question. Truth or dare?
Man, if this was in like, if we were really in the same room, I'd definitely do dare because that's that person I am.
Oh, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Okay, so you're going to
go what? I'm going to do dare because nobody has said dare. I'm going to do dare. What's up?
Okay, your dare is grab something meaningful nearby you right now and tell us why. Grab any object. We will wait. Oh, you already got it. Okay, tell us.
Okay, so if you guys can see, the third eye is open on the sun. Nah, this ain't diamonds, VVS's. It's not all that. But this was given to me by a monk from Thailand. I was actually at a phase in my life a couple of years ago when I was finally trusting my wings. And I always have a camera on me, my film stock, my Pentax K1000. And I'm on the streets and I'm in the Bay Area. I'm on the streets in the Bay taking photos and stuff, doing my thing. And this young lady walked past me. I just asked her, can I take her photo? And she was with this individual. And I, at the time, had an Ethiopian bracelet. A lot of my jewelry I get from these moments of life exchanges. So I had an Ethiopian bracelet that I kind of got in a similar way from a waitress years ago. And he was like, I really like that bracelet. And in my mind's like, you know what, bro? Here, you can have it. And he was like, listen, I'm going to give you this. And this was a blessing for me in Thailand when I went in my integration and everything. He said, I want to pass this to you. I've been wearing it ever since. That was like 6 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, you wear it daily.
I wear it all the time. If you don't see it, it's just tucked. I ain't hiding from Debo, but it's tucked.
Ladies and gentlemen, and that was the dare. Like, that was beautiful. And now we know, because we always see it, but we didn't understand. I did not know.
Yeah, Thailand. That's how I got it. And then let alone the third eye's open on it. I was like, yo, I love this. Like, yeah.
When you're not, it is. Mm-hmm. All right, Phresh, you have completed our icebreaker questions. Great job. Those were the most tough ones. Yeah, I will say. I don't know. I did give Tiffany, Megan, or Nikki. That was a hard one. That's still a hard one for me. I don't know. Okay, so let's get a little bit more, right? Let's get a little deeper. You are the marketing manager here at Simply Pure Trenton. Shout out to the full Simply Pure Trenton team and all of Simply Pure brand. But we want to get the beginning of your story, right? So tell us a little bit more on what attracted you originally to the cannabis industry, and how do you even see it evolving? What is your story?
Man, I've been trying to get in the industry since it first became legal in California medically, not recreational, medically. At the time, I'm still in the East Coast, and I'm still a kid too, right? So like, in your mind, you know something is new, is open, let alone about this. Cannabis has been a part of my life directly and indirectly for so long. In my mind, I'm like, this is an industry that I want to get into because it's new, right? So for me to try to get into a very impactful industry in the early stages of its growth, I was already kind of connecting and thinking about that. But what question does everybody have, even from that standpoint? How in the world do I even get into this? I don't grow for real. I know mad homies who do different things, whatever, don't need to get into none of that. But like, I don't. So like, what can I do? So, life happens. And I literally started to see the space open up more. I started to see the lack of reputation of brothers and sisters in general in the game. And I was still learning about the ones who were the Wanda James, the Jesse Hortons, the Linda Greens. I mean, the Hope Wiseman. I mean, there's actually it's a huge list of dope individuals. So I've always kind of like kept up with what was going on, still not knowing how to get in. And remember, I told you about my camera, my art, Phresh ingredient. That's always been my salvation. I always lean into that when I'm lost or anything, and it kind of helps me gain clarity and direction. And me focusing on shooting and working on my own art got me telling stories. And particularly, I started realizing I'm telling stories in the cannabis industry. There's a group, they were called Estro Haze, based out of New York. If you guys, the world familiar with Estro Haze, part from Denver, Colorado, part from New York. 3 amazing sisters who met at Black Enterprise. They gave me my first chance of shooting them and documenting and telling their story. And the day that I got published in Weed Maps, because of that, I said, dang, I think I could do something for real. I think now I see a lane for it, right? That lane wasn't there.
Yeah, make a lane.
I saw it though, so I started to make that lane. Through that, I started to tell stories of individuals in the game, regardless of if it was getting picked up or what. That was for me, for my portfolio. I made my way from, I was in California kind of working on some stuff, came back to the East Coast, and I reached out to Jesse Horton, actually. He probably doesn't remember the story, but I reached out to him on Instagram. I asked him, can I document him? He flat out told me no. But he did something even better, though, and said, but if you're in DC right now, like you said you are, I know somebody who's doing a hiring fair right now.
Wow.
So go there.
When you went. Oh my goodness.
I was going to tell the world something. I was trusting my wings. I was couch surfing.
Yeah.
So that whole independent artist game, it is dope. But come meet me on the other side of that. Can you sleep where I was sleeping? You know what I'm saying? Can you take the sacrifice that I was taking that nobody knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a pretty tough situation that I was making my oyster. And I went to that job fair in that moment with the Anacostia Organics. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Linda Green.
Look at that.
Shout out to her whole team.
Wow.
And I ended up getting the position. And a couple of weeks later, just like a lot of people's story, I started as a bud tender.
Yep.
That's how I started. So from that standpoint, my thing is like when you look at your present, no matter what's going on, you can be living in an unfinished basement. You could be telling the world you good, but you living in a gym for 3 months and nobody know. Just know these are tools for you to use.
Yep.
To get to where you're going. And at the moment, you may not know it's their tools because you might be dreading it. You may be hungry, all types of stuff. But if you just train your perception to utilize what's going on in the present as your tools to build, I'm telling you, that's the source giving you what you need to move forward. And I went in there and told myself, how in the world did I get into this industry like this? Ain't this something? This is bigger than what I think it is. So go in. And, from a bud tender, became like the assistant manager, which quickly changed into me becoming GM.
Oh my gosh, that is, you just dropped a lot, right? And for those that are listening and hearing, right, and we're going to get even more into like, what's your point of entry? That is what I'm hearing is humbleness, that this road and this path is about building, using those tools that are now getting you to this place and now truly, right, making history and impact as the first ever marketing manager here at Simply Pure Trenton. Started in the industry formally, as a bud tender. And before that, right, where you were like, I'm gonna carve my own path. And now full circle, you're doing that formally in this space. So let's talk a little bit more, right? You are in this space now as a marketing manager. Your day-to-day is really right now, especially before we open up, is building the strategy and getting people aware of what Simply Pure is, Simply Pure Trenton is, when we're gonna open up, right? Meeting the team, the people behind the plant. But want to also talk a little bit more about your challenges and opportunities that you face, especially compared to other industries. Give us a little bit more insight to not just day to day, but the challenges that you faced uniquely within the cannabis space, within your marketing realm.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the only industry that I've been a part in where I could be like my true self, right? So being able to have your passions and your gifts and your desires to merge in one space is just undeniable. So most of my challenges starts with me. Just flat out.
Okay.
When you are growing and you're growing at a really good rate, when you're learning all at the same time as well, you can have imposter syndrome. I'm just going to be flat out. I'm just going to admit it. I'm not going to be afraid to say it because I think more people need to understand imposter syndrome can be a great sense of natural, universal resource for your spirit, for your direction and what's going on. So I face moments of, I know I can do this. I've done this before, but then when it's time for me to do it, I'm second guessing myself. I'm feeling like I'm inadequate, but what helps me out with that are not only my own just spiritual beliefs, but the blessing of having a great team. So let's talk about this team. Okay. I've never felt as seen as I feel every day through these challenges. You all, Lanett Austin, Tahir Johnson, Becca Randalls, Brian White, Tiff MF Breezy McBride, y'all care about me doing my thing, being fresh, so much that y'all allow growth to happen. I've been in many situations in this industry. I've been blessed that I've worked with people who look like me, but I have worked for a big MSO too. And when I got in there, I felt that my voice was never heard. I felt I was never seen. I felt that because of how I like to get down, put myself in situations to learn and grow, and to be an asset, but it was always being shut down. Sometimes when you don't have these accolades, I'm going to do this, somebody can look at you like you don't have nothing.
Yep.
So you always got to know, regardless, you can't control that. You got it. And if you don't got it, you're here for a reason. I mean, you're here because you can learn and do and execute. So to leave a situation like that and to be a part of a team like this, where we're all learning and growing at an accelerated rate with each other, to just get down and be, I mean, I wouldn't trade that for the world, because it's a lot. This industry, the rules are changing. They still locking my brothers and sisters, my cousins, my nieces, nephews, my folk, my peers, folk. Like, to know all this stuff is still going on, but I'm legally working the game is also mind like play at times.
Yep.
Because even talking to my own community about how we need to attack this in certain ways sometimes can be difficult too.
And I was gonna say, telling that story, right? You know, and through all of that, where you identify, you relate, but yet it's still your job to articulate that within the work. You know, you touched on something, and what I hear a lot and what I've experienced similarly is what we call a fit. People want to get into this industry. Yeah, you get in where you can get your foot in the door, but you also have to assess, is it a fit? Is this environment for you to be able to thrive and excel and give your talents back? And be poured in. And so a lot of times, you know, it's hype right now. Everybody's like, what's the culture like, right? What are your core values? What does the company stand for? And I'm about it, but I'm also about flipping it and asking that in return. Because if you don't know what your core values are, if you don't know what your own personal mission and vision is in your life, how are you going to align it with a company or organization that you're working with? So we definitely, right, have learned some of those experiences. And then also we can get into walking the talk. But with that, right, thinking about your core values and specifically Simply Pure Trenton's core values, which of them really resonate the most to you? And why? Tell us a little bit more.
It's definitely passion for industry, right? Because first of all, before this industry was an industry, it was an industry already. And people like me and people who look like you created it.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't create it technically, right? We know how, we can get into that.
We created
it. But we took it and we put the work, we put the culture, we did all that to it. Let's not get it twisted, right? Nobody will be on TV right now with it without hip hop, period. And we all know where hip hop comes from, right?
From us. Facts. Yo, okay, so like with that, right? You telling the story, right? You now control that narrative at a very, very, very large scale. So how do you incorporate diversity, equity, you know, specifically the historical context of cannabis prohibition and its impact on our communities? Like, how do you incorporate that within your marketing strategies?
For me, just tell the story, just flat out, like, be honest, right? Let's just like how they're trying to take away the DEI programs and try to take away books and stuff. We need to just tell what really how it is, how it was, and where we at now. So in my standpoint, anything that I'm working up, it's all from a standpoint, are we covering this? Is this a real representation of what our people went through, still going through, and where we see where we're taking and where we need to take it, and also doing it in a way, right, where it's not so hard to ingest, because we know we also live in a day and age now where attention spans are a lot shorter, right? There's no display. I ain't talking no junk, but it just is what it is, right? So it's like, how do you incorporate it in a way where it can be ingested, right? And also think about all the demographics that make up this space in this industry, right? You know, from somebody who's 21 to somebody who's 75 years old.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The question is loaded because it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And it also matters on what your focus is at that moment too, like what you're doing. Right. For me, I always go to a storytelling place because me carving my lane, fresh ingredient, the independent photojournalist aspect, that's always like the core of where things start for me. What's the story behind what's actually going on? Not the story that everybody's getting and just seeing. There's a real story there. That's what I want. And that's why I start from everywhere.
Telling that story. So
I mean, to be honest, that's how this happened, right?
Right.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, we need to do something. We need to do something, right? World, I know y'all waiting for us, and we waiting too, but we're working. Just know that, world, right? Cool. But in my mind, I'm like, what's something that we could do to set it off? And Black History Month was that month that I felt would be a great attack. But I know it's easy to just give Black history facts that we probably already know, or just highlighting other individuals, which that's dope too. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm on a team with some people. We are making
present day. People, history is always in the past. It's like, what's happening in the present? Right now, people we know and accessible to understand. We watching, and many of us are living it right now.
So literally, that essence is what started this, and which will be the essence to how I will be doing what I do for Simply Pure Trenton.
More to come, y'all. You see the mastermind, the genie, he's storyteller. He's going to tie it always back to the true stories and the people that are out here currently making history. I gotta ask, right? Because there are people that are inspired by your story, but also need to tell their own, and also means they have to find their own. What advice do you have for the current marketer or future marketers that want to come into this space from your lens? Like, just give us some advice.
Yeah. I got a lot of advice when it comes to that, to be fair, right? And just in general, like kind of like how you sparked it off. This cannabis industry is lustful, right? You go in, not being in it, even being in it, it's cannabis, right? Cool. It's work industry is an industry. You better come ready.
Noted. Facts.
You better come ready. I'm going to use something you told me I'm going to give to the world. Lanett one day said to me in a private conversation, when you think you're not ready, you're definitely not going to be ready. But when the time comes, you're too late. Facts. So just keep that in mind. One thing. Second off, have yourself know who you are. And if you're still in the process of really getting to that, focus on that and work from that core first. I have a mantra that's called "Rise with love from within, to lead with love to reflect." You cannot lead with love at all, or lead in general, if you don't have it here.
Yeah. Okay, you were dropping gems, giving us quotes. What else?
And I'm also say this too. You as the creative, it's your job to create. Cool. Tap into your peers. Tap into your community. Don't become egotistical and close your perception of that I got to create from this standpoint, because I did that. I did that at times. And I wasn't doing it from an egotistical place. I was doing it more so from a passive egotistical place. I want to show and prove that I'm the best.
Yeah.
We're here to do great things, not be great at one thing. So to get to that, lean into the people who see the potential, lean into your community that inspires you. Do the things that make you, because that's going to make you do the work well. And really, I'm gonna leave it like that. Everything else, really, you guys, it's your journey. So I don't want to be one of these individuals that's like, do this and this is going to happen, or this is that. Nah, all of our journeys is different. So what I mean is, trust your journey. Trust your journey first. Be inspired and all that. Trust your journey first and believe in it and use that as your G. And that's what
you speaking to me too. You speaking to me too, right here. You don't even know presents I receive. Oh my gosh, Phresh. All right, so we're gonna lighten it because like I'm about to get emotional myself. Share a funny or memorable experience you've had while working in the cannabis industry. Fair game, any story. Maybe leave names and titles out. I don't know. I don't know. Just what comes to mind.
Dang. That is crazy. This is crazy.
That does not involve me. Thank you. I'm just kidding.
All right. I'm gonna leave some mad information out on this one. This actually this is crazy. Oh, Lord. All right, so being a part of a team one day, we were breaking for lunch. And it really wasn't breaking for lunch. It was a opportunity to meet an individual that I possibly wanted to work along with, bringing them a part of projects with the company I was with, right? Nice. And so we go there. My great colleague, he kind of threw the info out there about this individual and everything. So I give him all the credit and everything. But we went there and ended up fine. I wasn't expecting to have an infused lunch. And so I eat a certain way. And even though I'm like an experienced guy, so I'm not saying I'm a flat out vegan for real. I do eat mad clean though and try to be balanced. And they brought out mad chicken wings. My weakness, garlic fries, well done.
But you knew at the time it was infused?
I kind of knew, but I wasn't really expecting, right? You don't really know, right? You hear, you're like, okay, this is where we're going, cool, whatever.
But do you know your number? Do you know your number?
Kind of, but we can get into that later. So
you already know the story. If you don't know his number, you already know how the story goes. Go ahead.
So, the pizza was a regular pizza. It was vegan friendly, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some slices, right? We have a regular work meeting. It was great. Then it started to kick in. And it wasn't a bad situation, really. But I'm just telling you guys, I've been a cannabis advocate, enthusiast, passion. This is all of that and mixed together since I was like 11 teen. Yes, I said 11 teen world. So like I've had mad experiences. So to feel how I felt, I'm in my grown stages, let's just say time frame wise. I felt like I was 11 teen again by the time I stood up and everything hit my knees. So I'm just gonna say that was hilarious because I was expecting to feel first time.
You're like, I'm experienced
with it, and yeah, like nah.
Know your number, people. I hope you get this. Know your number.
So I had to take a train back home because I traveled, right? So I'm taking the train back home. I had to set an alarm twice because I'm like, I'm going to sleep on this train because I can't control that. That's about to happen. And if I don't, I'm going to be all the way in Miami by the time I wake up.
Next stop?
Yes, exactly. So I'll that's my story.
You are hilarious. You sound like me when I first time had my first 1-to-1. Like, this is nothing. Baby, left my whole luggage at TSA. I was like, damn. I was like, yo, what's going on? Know your number, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Know your number, y'all. So, I know my number. I just got caught up in the whole situation.
Right. But you just stopped counting. You're like, chicken wings, pizza. Past your number. Okay. Know your number. And if you don't even know what I'm talking about by knowing your number, you don't need to be using cannabis right now. You need to start low, go very slow, do a little bit of taste, okay, until you know what your number is, and then dose appropriately. Okay. 2 more questions, and then we'll sadly wrap up.
Got it.
It is Black History Month, and yes, it is one extra day this year because it's a leap year, but we celebrate Black history every single day, especially here at Simply Pure Trenton. So how can our viewers participate in celebrating Black history every day of the year moving forward, ideally with us? What can they look for? How to get involved? Give us a little bit more.
First of you guys, just be you. Be you. We as Black individuals are more than just our color, even though our color and pigment is amazing and beautiful and so rich with nutrients and all of that. But be you, because the world always tries to make us be whatever they want us to be. So I'm gonna start saying, be you, flat out, every day. And how you can contribute with us is rock with us. Stay hip with us. Follow us on social media. If we're doing something, join. Shop with us. Most definitely. To even listen, throw some ideas out to us. Y'all be following us. Hit us in the DM. All of that, and also take our core values and see how they can be impacted and used for your own life. Oof. I'll start with that as well, right? Knowledge, passion for industry, inclusive environment,
love
social equity. Excuse me, social equity.
The big social justice.
Social justice. Just seeing how those align with you in your life and attacking it day by day. You don't have to make the biggest contributions, but one contribution can just be having a conversation with your mom who just had a stroke, saying, "Mom, I'm seeing how these doctors are trying to put you in all this. Look at this. Educate your own community. Educate yourself, and just be unapologetically, and just those would be my recommendations.
Be living Black history every single day." Yes. Oh, okay. Final question. But it is the biggest question that we're all just dying to know. And usually people probably open up with it, but we're going to close because we wanted people to wait to the end to know where does Phresh come from? Tell us the background of the name. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't using government names. Y'all get to call it. Like, what's the story?
Okay. Try to make this quick if possible, because it's definitely a long one. In high school, in my economics class, everybody had to create a business, for real, like from So during this time, I was an athlete, but realized that I didn't want to utilize athletics to move forward in my life. And really who I was and who I am is, just a super creative, like a super nerd and geek for anything with designs, craftsmanships. I don't care what angle. I always wanted to, and it's something that's not left, open up my own art gallery. And I named that art gallery Phresh Ingredient. And it came from, I felt like the whole world is a big pot, and every human being is their own ingredient. And really, if we work together and we represent each other and add our own thing to what we do together, we just create this fresh situation. So my gallery brings fresh ingredients together. Okay, cool, bomb. Get out of high school. You don't know what the hell to do with life, right? Trying to figure things out, go to college, maybe drop out, whatever the case happen. I'm going through all these life experiences. And I started realizing Phresh Ingredient is bigger than just that. That's me. That's me. And when this happened, people started to call me that, because that's when I started to trust in my photography. So that was my art. That's my artist moniker. Like literally how it started. And when I went through my life experiences and how I got into the industry, I was like, yo, God, you really got me in the cannabis industry? My name is Phresh Ingredient, PH world, not F, PH.
PH.
It just made sense that I take something that was cultivated from the core, from the source, and to demand. That's what people call me, because it was God given, and it makes sense and has been my direction to continue to grow and move forward from within. So Phresh Ingredient, that's where it comes from, world. So you can call me Will, you can call me William. I might look at you if I don't know you though. So please call me Phresh if you see me.
Well, y'all, you have heard all about the Phresh ingredient, our marketing manager here at Simply Pure Trenton. Thank you so much, Phresh, for your insight, your advisement, for your transparency. You know what I'm saying? Just giving you some tough questions in there as well. We won't hold you to it. We won't hold you to it. It's been truly a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the space, time, your energy. Once again, just thank you.
Yeah, it's always good. So, y'all, I hope you have enjoyed this entire month as we celebrated history and the Black history that we're making here at Simply Pure Trenton. Let me tell you, we are keeping this going. Next month is Women's History Month, and you know we got some amazing women in this cannabis space also making history. So lots more to come. Exactly as Phresh said, we would love to get your feedback, advisement. If you have some recommendations or you want to tell your story and be uplifted, that is what we do. We are focused, again, about the people behind the plant. Thank you for joining. Thank you for just spending time with us in this space. Whether you're watching it live or you're watching it later after it's aired. Again, this is to bring awareness to the work and the amazing people that are here at Simply Pure Trenton. So see you next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and have a good night.
Peace, world.